Hey, this is Jimmy from MyTyrn. We've been getting a couple of questions about the registration process, so I want to do this quick video about how to get registered quickly and make sure everyone's on their way to doing more loads. So as you can see, I have the main page pulled up. This is what happens when you go to myturn.com. And if you just click register, you're going to get to this page. On page one, you just want to go ahead and put in your name, email, and your phone number, password, and this basically lets you have all the information to log in and so that we can figure out how to contact you really quickly. And now over here, what you want to do is type in your company name, and you can see if your company name exists in our database, we will have one pulled up so that you can choose automatically. But if you do not belong to any of these, you can go ahead and enter your own company name. What's really important is here, you want to choose the right type of company. Only a drayman can offer capacity. All the other user types will basically just book capacity. And this completes your first step of the registration. On the step 2 of the registration, enter your company information as detailed as you can. With company description, we are an amazing trucker. And then you want to put in your DOT and MC number. The more information you have here, the easier it is for our user base to onboard you guys. So what you want to do is make sure you put in all these information accurately. And then if you have a logo, update your picture. On the document side, we recommend uploading your MC cert, insurance cert, and W-9. Again, it's for users to be able to onboard you guys quickly into their system. And with your company phone, just type in your company phone. We allow truckers to have different branches because we know a lot of truckers, they serve different markets, and the branch basically allows that. So if you serve the Chicago branch as your headquarter, you can put headquarter as your branch name and then put in your phone number, your address, and then with the market, just go ahead and input your state, and then your market should hold right up. And then this is really important because we want to have the users know what your next available date is. And one of the coolest thing about our platform is you get to very easily update your available date. And so if you get busy all of a sudden, you're not answering phone calls all the time about, hey, are you available for a load tomorrow? If you update so everyone knows, then everyone is just going to make sure their loads get done in another way. Now, with that part completed, we come to the token setup page. I know everyone wants to just try out the system first without spending any money, and it makes complete sense. And so what you want to do is go ahead and click the start with no risk. And then eventually, if you are ready to move forward with any of the token packages, we can go ahead and change that later. And it's going to ask you to go ahead and put in a credit card information, pay the $1, and you are voila, all set with your account. Now, the last thing you want to do though is make sure our system can help take some of the loads off of your customer service team. Okay, so one of the most powerful thing we do for our trucker is that we have an automatic rating engine. So what that means is that as soon as you put in the rates over here, the system will automatically quote for you based on your criteria. Isn't that cool? So the engine fee, you can think of it as like the least amount of money you want to give for a load. So if you're picking up a shipment from a port or from a ramp, and then you're delivering it about a mile away, what is it going to be worth for you to do that load? Okay, so if it's 250, put 250. If it's 300, put 300. These do not include fuel yet, so you can add fuel over here. Okay, and that is the first part. Okay, now the loaded mile and empty mile is what trips people up a lot of time. And not to worry, here's a quick way to think about it. We want to incentivize people to give you guys street turns. So we want to make sure you're covered for at least the engine fee and the loaded rate for whatever mileage you're driving as loaded, because that's when you're delivering value. But we also want to set some kind of empty rate so that if the customer can help you reduce your empty, they get some incentives back. Everybody wins. So if your normal rate on a point-to-point rating system is charging customers at about $2.5 per mile, what you want to do is go ahead and split that in half. So it's 1.25 and 1.25. You can try it out with a 50-50 ratio in the beginning and see how you like that. Keep in mind, you're still getting the engine fee no matter what, and you're always going to get the loaded rate. That's one side of the trip. And what happens is, with the triangulation taking place, the customer will get some of the empty rate as a rebate back to them. So this is what I would recommend you to set if your normal rate is at a minimum $250, and every mile you take $2.50. Now, chassis. We all know there's a lot of headaches around chassis. We want to make it a little bit simpler. So for the customer, they really just need to know how much are you going to charge them for chassis. Now, I know that sometimes they need to use it for a couple more days. Sometimes it's their problem, unable to unload. But typically, I think the standard around the industry is a 2-day chassis. So with the 2-day chassis, if you charge 1 day at $25, what you want to put in here is $50. Okay, so that's a flat fee. Now, if they use additional chassis, you can always add it on later. This is not the end all be all. It's just how they're going to get quoted in a very simplified manner. So if you completed left side, then congratulations. This is most of the work already. On the right side is just some simple accessorials that people are used to seeing. If you have a certain charge for wait time, go ahead and put that in. Layover fee gets applied whenever the load is over 200 miles away from the port or the ramp. If you don't want to do anything that far, go ahead and put a ridiculous number on here so that if people see that, they're just not going to deal with it. Now, if you offer storage, this is where you can put it. If you don't, again, put in a really high number. Now, hazmat and overweight, you actually have to go in the system to actually activate those services. So if you don't plan on doing that, it doesn't matter what you put. But if you do, this is where you can set it up. Just enter whatever you charge for hazmat loads and for overweight loads as an accessorial. Now, additional information is pretty cool. When customer gets a quote by entering their kind of search criteria, they will see that your rates have some notes on it. And so, for example, if you do a lot of Maersk imports, you want to look for Maersk exports. What you want to do is right here. We offer special for Maersk export loads. Book to inquire. So what this will do is this will encourage customers to go ahead and book with you first, and the load belongs to you. You don't have to bid with 10 other truckers on the same platform. The load is yours, and they will book it with you, and then you can negotiate with them right there. And now, if you have a point-to-point rate table you want us to help you convert into this rating system, do just shoot us a quick email and we can definitely help you with that. And this is the last part of your setting up process. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you on the platform. Now let's stray more together.